Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's unseen video. This way we round up all the big talking points from social media, and it's been a little bit of a quiet couple of days. It's been a bit of a quiet week. I think all those releases and obviously Wrestlemania going into Backlash, this definitely felt like it was a little bit of a come down, but there was still plenty going on, and as a result we've got a pretty stacked folder to work our way through. We're going to start here with the official poster for Saturday night's main event, and you can see that Penta is on that poster. Some people wondering, is Penta against Ethan Page going to main event? So far we've only got a couple of matches that have been announced for that show. I'm not sure that the main event has been announced yet, but there is a chance that it could turn out to be the Intercontinental Championship match. That would be huge for Ethan Page to be main eventing a Saturday night's main event already. So we'll have to see. I'm sure there's going to be 2-3 more matches, obviously still to be announced. Then we move on to NXT information about call-ups. So WWE is expecting additional call-ups from NXT sometime this summer. As of now, the only names being discussed are coming from the women's roster. This remains tentative, subject to change as plans continue to shift as we head into the summer. That coming from Body Slam Net. Personally, I think they should have enough. Obviously, they called up Fatal Influence. They've called up Sol Ruka. It kind of feels like there's been a real wave that's hit the main roster. Jordan Grace, obviously, coming up not that long ago. We've got Roxanne, and with Judgment Day, we can always break her out of that. I don't know. I don't see a need, personally, for more call-ups. I feel like NXT was pretty gutted. But, yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to do what they feel like they need to do. It would be nice to see a draft get announced, because that would really shake things up. And I think that would help, like, really refresh things. But we'll have to see. Could be more call-ups this summer. CM Punk has been removed from the advertising for the European tour and several other Raw dates in June. We're told it's just nothing more than a schedule change. So it doesn't really look like we're going to be getting much of CM Punk over the summer. Obviously, we've not seen him since WrestleMania, where he suffered that loss to Roman Reigns. I would expect him to be back, obviously, in the build for SummerSlam. But yeah, doesn't look like we're getting him in May. Doesn't look like we're going to get much of him in June either. Okay, let's switch to Asuka. So when we contacted those in WWE, they described Asuka as semi-retired. She's going to go back to Japan to take care of family-related business. Nothing else is clear as far as if she is going to come back, or if she does, will her role be different? That from Dave Meltzer. So for me, that's the headline. This kind of, she's semi-retired, going back to Japan, don't know what the future looks like. And that's the latest that Dave Meltzer is saying. And that's kind of, I think, where most of us were with our understanding of this. There is this, though, that came out the other day from Fightful, which is a bit more of a detailed report, right? I found out definitely what's going on. And I don't want to miscredit the people who said, but the person who said was that it was personal stuff and that that's accurate. I don't want to elaborate on what that is, but I was straight up told she has not been part of any cuts. She wasn't asked to take a pay cut, as best I know. She signed a new deal in 2024, and it was a multi-year deal. We know the New Day did that, though, and they still got asked to take a pay cut. But they're saying, as best they know, this coming from Fightful, she wasn't asked to take a pay cut. Obviously, WWE did not want to have Asuka gone for a while, so to speak. Here's what I heard. Asuka approached WWE, said, I've got some stuff I need to attend to back in Japan. She's going to be spending some time there. I don't know how much time it's going to be. Obviously, it's not what WWE wanted to hear, but it's something they felt that was important to honor. Asuka is beloved in that company. When people naturally were like, was she cut? Was she asked to take a pay cut? A number of people hit me up and they're like, man, we just can't speak higher of the job that she does. So she's just loved by the talent, by people backstage. Seems like that message kind of came across to Fightful Select. But the best they can tell is that she is certainly not been released and wasn't asked to take a pay cut. But yeah, it seems like this kind of stuff she's got to sort in Japan seems like that is very real. Okay, this was an interesting comment from Say Jackson Jr. He said, I went to do Stephanie's pods. I did it at the WWE headquarters. Triple H came down and we were talking. I brought up my transgressions. I was like, dude, the ads are crazy. It's almost unwatchable. Fair play to this guy, by the way, right? Fair play. I like the fact that he's kind of saying this to Triple H. It's good to know someone has, right? He said that they know and they're working on the placements. Roman's entrance is 7 minutes long. It doesn't mean that's the time to go to the ad. There should never be a moment where I miss an Io Sky entrance because we're back on commercial break. It's a level of respect for them. It's fine in the middle of a match, at least picture in picture. For sure, soulless, but to get 1 billion, I don't know what you have to do. It sounds pretty soulless. Okay, I mean, what I would say about this is I think that I would much rather the ad be in an entrance than the match. I don't know quite what he's saying there, to be honest. I'd much rather that we go to an ad break during the entrance than bang in the middle of a match. I think it really disrupts the flow of a match. And I can tell you that in America, when you go to commercial during a match, we largely stay with the action over here, and the match just goes really slow. It really dies down, and you can really tell a difference when we come back from the commercial break. So I have to disagree with him on that. I would much rather be interrupting entrances that I see on a regular basis than matches that I would like to really be getting invested in. In regards to the fact he went and spoke to Triple H about that, yeah, maximum respect. I think it's great that he kind of said the ads are a problem, and Triple H said, we know, right? The thing you got to remember, though, is that WWE sell their product to, say, ESPN for 1 billion or whatever, and it's up to them, to ESPN, how many ad breaks they want to put in and, you know, kind of where they go, where they want them to be, how spaced out they want them to be, how long they want them to be. So WWE don't have massive control. This is why when they say they're working on the placement of the ads, that means they're working with ESPN or whoever to, you know, try and figure out how they can make this work for everyone, you know. So interesting. It's not like it's just WWE shoving ads in for the fun of it. It's a bit more complicated than that. But there we go. At least someone kind of put that to Triple H. Creative plans surrounding Fatal Influence have already begun to shift due to the crowd reactions. Several sources in the creative process said they have rearranged some plans to feature JC more prominently after the group's strong performances. That's fantastic. I mean, that is so great. So this coming from WrestleVotes, it seems like WWE very impressed by what they're seeing from Fatal Influence. And it seems like Dave Meltzer was quite impressed with Backlash. The Danhausen, Minihausen, it was what it was. Fun, yeah. I don't think anyone's thinking that's going to get crazy stars, right? It got 2 stars. Trick Williams, Sammy, 275. I just don't think the chemistry has been there between them. I don't think the story has been right either. Put all that to one side. I don't even think the matches have been very good personally. So, yeah, I think it was pretty much unanimous. People saying that was comedy. Outside of that, that was the weakest match at Backlash. But look at the rest of it. The first match, 4-2-5. 4-2-5 Bron Breakker. I thought it was solid, but I don't even know that I would have gone that high. That, by comparison, feels a bit low. I mean, Io Asuka, for me, was the match of the night. So, for me, there's no denying that that was better than the opener, and that was better than the main event. So, for me, that feels like it should be 4.5. That probably 4. That may be 4.5. And then Roman Jacob, 4.75. The same rating that Dave Meltzer gave Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. I don't understand, to be honest. I don't really get it. I mean, it was a really good match. People were enjoying it. The finish with the exposed turnbuckle, obviously people kind of talking about that. It wasn't outside interference, but it was still a shenanigan of sorts. 4.75, like really close to knocking on the door to 5 stars. And for me, that was not the best match of the night. But again, it's all just opinion at the end of the day. You might be watching this feeling completely different. You might be watching this going, no, I agree with this. So to each their own. But for me personally, that was my match of the night. That, if anything's getting 4.75, it should be this. I didn't even think that was 4.75. Right, so there we go. That's the latest Dave Meltzer star ratings for Backlash. Then we've got news of WWE doing house shows So we've got all these dates coming up, and there's been a lot of excitement about this because we know that house shows are severely needed. Like, we really do need to get that young emerging talent in particular out on the road. You know, Tiffany Stratton, for example, would really benefit from regular house shows. Maxine Dupree, Obafemi, Trick Williams, right? There's loads. Kiana James, Julia, Stephanie, like some of this talent that's maybe not been on the main roster for 10 years plus, but, you know, has been on the main roster for a year or two. Get them. Jade Cargill, yeah, absolutely. Get them out there. Give them the reps on the road so that they can work on a few things and, you know, kind of... that'll be a really good run throughout the summer for so much talent. So, yeah, this was a pretty big announcement. I don't know how it compares to last year. I'm sure they did some sort of summer tour last year as well, but that's a big one. That is a big one. 10 live events coming up throughout the summer. So, Brian Alvarez said tickets for the house shows are expected to be more affordable. No surprise, but the idea is that WWE House Show tickets this summer will be far more affordable. So good news all round. Good news for the fans. Good news for the talent. Even if some of the talent might be sad that they've got to get out on the road and do house shows, live events. For many of them, it will be better for them. Okay, the Office of the Mayor of London said there are no specific negotiations underway to bring Wrestlemania to the city in 2028. So that coming from Post Wrestling. So no words of Wrestlemania heading to London at this time. Now, I thought this was really interesting. This is behind the scenes footage from Jacob. Jacob actually now starting to kind of go off on the fans a little bit. Jacob, for me, is a bit of a tweener. I can't say that he's outright babyface because he's using Tongan death grips and absolutely murking his family and just being hyper aggressive. And that's his family as well, right? So, I mean, it's hard to say that he's like outright babyface, but equally it's hard to say that he's a heel because I think we can all understand that he's desperate for money. His family are struggling, and that's the story that they've been telling. And even the fans have been chanting Fatu, Fatu, Fatu. Like, I think the fans love the fact that he has really taken it to Roman, all gas, no brakes. But this is really interesting because he refers to the fans as suckers. I just thought this was really interesting. Let's check this out, shall we? Jacob after attacking Roman.
Can't give them what I want, what they want. They yelling one more time. You think I'ma listen to them suckers? I've been grinding, solo bolo. Ain't nobody ever tapped in with me. So what the hell you think I'ma do, huh? I keep trying to tell them, I'm 7 kids. I'm responsible for my that live and breathe, huh? Tap in with me, cause I'm really all gas. No breaks with it.
I mean, very, very passionate. You think I'm going to listen to them suckers? I mean, like, again, I don't know that this is, like, confirmation of him being heel, but I think if he is going to start referring to the fans that way, if he is going to have that sort of relationship with the fans, then we are moving very much towards a more heel persona. So, yeah, for me, is in that tweener area at the moment, but it's going to be very interesting to see how that develops as we get closer to Italy. Right, next we've got John Cena Classic. So after speaking with sources about the John Cena Classic, it's been learned there's no date, there's no venue that's been nailed down, but Netflix almost immediately expressed an interest in hosting the event. That coming from WrestleVotes. This was from Finn Balor, and I just thought it was so interesting. He said he was really nervous when he was doing promos and he first arrived in NXT. He said one thing kind of when I started to learn, and I'll credit Heyman with this, you've got to treat your promos like your matches. You're not nervous when you go into a match. You don't know every move you're going to do. You just flow and you're in that state. your promos, you're trying to memorize every word. That's not how to execute your matches, and it's not how to execute your promos. So recently I've been taking that on board. I don't need it to sound exactly like it's word for word, just a couple of bullet points, and that has really helped a lot. So Finn Balor giving Paul Heyman credit for some really good advice that he gave him there about you don't need to know every single word. I just thought that was really interesting. I love finding out bits of advice that wrestlers get, certainly from a mind like Paul Heyman, because those are little nuggets of gold, aren't they? I thought that was great. Stephanie could be back soon on WWE programming. There has been creative discussion about Stephanie in the last few weeks. Some are expecting her to be at Monday's Raw in Greensboro. So there we go. We could be seeing Stephanie very, very soon. That coming from PW Insider. So just a few days ago, Dragon Lee said 2 to 3 weeks. Just out the blue, Corey said the word coming out of Mania was that Dragon Lee was banged up. This could be related to that. So I don't know if it's another couple of weeks he's going to be out for, or if it's, well, I'm guessing that's what he's saying. 2 to 3 weeks. So there we go. Dragon Lee just putting that out as a message. And Corey saying, thinking this is probably to do with the fact that there was chat he was injured, right? Jason, thank you. Says it looks to be a lot worse than we thought. This is Slagent P. Piper Niven, who went to California and got this anterior discectomy, which I didn't even know what it was, but apparently it's where they go in the throat to work on like the neck. And yeah, you know, I've had so much I want to say about the past 8 months, but we can get to that later. For now, I just want to express my endless love and gratitude for every single soul that has helped me and cared for me during this difficult and really scary time. Pain and heartbreak are incredible teachers, and the lessons I have learned from this will stay with me forever. I am so grateful to wake up from surgery already feeling better, and I know I am coming out the other side of this so much stronger for the experience. So there we go. Going through the neck, going through the throat, like the front part to work on the neck and everything. I mean, I don't know how major surgery that is, but either way, thoughts very much with Slagent P, wishing her a very speedy recovery. Okay, so we got night 1, night 2 coming up. I think it was Carl that told us that night 1 looks like it's going to be in America. So the United States rumored to be a host for Triple Mania night 1. Several talents in WWE have expressed an interest in working in Triple A. So yeah, not only does it look like that could be in America, but there are several WWE talents that want to work it. It's on Mexican Independence Day weekend, so Las Vegas, California, maybe even Texas. So yeah, I would imagine one of those places as well. Joe Hendry has revealed he's got an album coming out, right? Not told anyone anywhere, but I have recorded an album with WWE music, and it's going to drop this summer. We recorded most of it in New York at the WWE studios. Didn't even know there was a WWE studios in New York. What I've done now is the microphones that we have there, I've basically replicated the setup back home so that I don't need to fly to New York to do it. I can just send stuff in. We can work on it back and forth. So that's one thing that's making the songs work, is because they're fast and they're topical. We obviously did the Logan one on TV. We were able to get it done that week because we could just send the files back and forth. But yes, there is an album coming out. That's Joe Hendry revealing that on Chris Van Vliet. So I'm guessing that Logan's song might be on there. So, I mean, I don't think this is going to be a major release. It might have physical copies, but I'd imagine it's like something that's going to drop on streaming. And just kind of boost his character. I remember when Elias released an EP, and that was kind of like a big deal. I'd imagine WWE will make a big deal out of it. But yeah, I don't think he's like going to be leaving wrestling for a while so that he can go and promote the album. I think the album is really more to support his character. I'd imagine it'll be an album of fun songs like the Can We Fire Logan Paul? Ray Phoenix, ahead of Penta, defending the IC Championship against Ethan Page at Saturday night's main event, said, I love my brother, but I would like to have my chance. That definitely got people interested. Ray Phoenix saying that he wants a shot at that championship. I think we would all love to see Penta versus Ray Phoenix for the IC championship. That'd be fantastic. Okay, this dropped just before we went live. Blake Monroe is expected to start on the road for SmackDown as soon as next week. So Blake Monroe on the way. This was trending today as well. Ronda Rousey said she's very aware the women are headlining because of her. I think she definitely played her part. I've heard it said many times that the women likely would not have main evented WrestleMania 35 if it wasn't for Ronda being involved. So, I mean, there is a degree of truth to the fact that she certainly contributed in a major fashion. But obviously, she cannot take all of that credit. So, you know, I don't know. These people, they get obviously built up and told, don't they? Like, the women wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you. Like, they get told those things because, you know, they're nice things to say to someone like Ronda. Doesn't mean that they are true, right? Doesn't mean that the women weren't, like, headlining shows anyway, like Raws and stuff like that. And yeah, they have gone on to main event WrestleMania after this. Obviously, Sasha and Bianca did, and I do think she contributed. But obviously, there's now a big debate around how much of a contribution she made and all that stuff. So there we go. Noise being generated online. Bayley and Penta and Grayson are all going to be part of some upcoming NXT live events, right? So that's pretty fun. Bayley said it's time to go and scout. Obviously, the John Cena Classic means we're going to do main roster versus NXT. I think Bayley's hoping she's going to be featured, so she's going to go and do some scouting, right? Grayson Waller said Bayley's such a good person, like, agreeing to do this. The only reason I agreed to do it is because Shawn Michaels said he'll pass my number to Sexy Red if I do it. I did like that from Grayson. He's got no interest whatsoever in, like, scouting people. He just agreed to do it so that Sexy Red would get given his number. Love that. Very good. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? You go to an NXT show, you're going to see Penta, Bayley, Grayson. Very cool. Okay, Liv Morgan said she might run back the performance of Trouble again at SummerSlam. And I was very close to tweeting out that this basically is a terrorist threat, right? But I thought I better not. I'll probably upset someone. So, yeah, I didn't. But, yeah, I don't think there's too many of us hoping that happens, to be honest. Once was one time too many already. But we have heard from Liv. So this Nikki and Brie were throwing some shade. We saw that the other day. Liv responded, I can't believe you're tweeting me from home with your broken ass ankle. I think she's under the impression this is Nikki, but Nikki and Brie like share an account, so I don't know who this was. But Liv took it that it was Nikki. But since you want my attention, your sister and Beige, rather than Paige, that's nice, should be embarrassed. Next week, Raquel, Roxanne are going to be our new WWE Women's Tag Team Champs. And as for you, you can keep on watching me. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. Much love to all the single mothers out there. Oh, mate. There is a darkness in Liv's heart that I really appreciate. I really do appreciate that. That's a Liv Morgan I can really get with, right? This babyface Liv Morgan that we had for a while, awful. But this Liv Morgan that's calling out all the single mothers out there. I mean, she has cooked Nikki Bella there. Absolutely. But there's a lot to work with, isn't there? There's a lot to work with. So I thought that was a very interesting response. Yeah, Fabian Eichner, Giovanni Vinci. Let me take the sound down and skip forward. There he is. Giovanni Vinci has arrived in TNA. It's a pretty good pickup. I think is solid. Obviously, we just need to get a bit more character. Invest in him a bit more, give him some more promo time, whatever, but he was good enough to be in Imperium, so let's see what he can do. So there we go. Fabian Eichner, Giovanni Vinci made his TNA debut at the end of this week's Impact. Okay, we've got this, obviously our community very excited by this, so let them in. This group could be going in different directions, but we have assembled them once again for the entire 3-day weekend. There will be group photos, so this could be one of your last chances to get a picture with the Wyatt Six. And, I mean, honestly, it's going to be so interesting to see some of that footage of people meeting them and, like, speaking to them. It's going to be very interesting. So that's July 31st to August 2nd. So there we go. That's WrestleCon Minneapolis. And it's all of the Wyatt Six. So that's going to be amazing for anyone in the area or anyone that's going to go to that that's a Wyatt Six fan, right? That could be the last time that you get all 5 of those together. And we've also heard that Nikki is going to be featuring at Progress. So she's got a Progress appearance coming up. So Nikki Storm, formerly Nikki Cross, will be competing at Chapter 196 on the 26th of July. So there we go. She is going to be competing Progress in July. I believe that's just a few days before that Wyatt Six Comic-Con meetup thing. Right, and then we just got a few more fun bits to have a look at, and then we'll wrap this episode up. So, Danhausen came out and said he would like to wrestle NXT superstar and up-and-comer Shawn Michaels in the John Cena Classic. So, it is true, I do think that Shawn, you see him quite a bit in NXT, normally backstage more so than wrestling, but does look to be a very promising up-and-comer, and so Danhausen has identified him as the one he would like to face at the John Cena Classic. 5 lessons in, I wanted to make sure I stopped crying and shizzing myself before posting, because I thought I might not be able to make it past the first few lessons. Here is Jordan Grace actually flying and getting flying lessons. That's crazy. Must be something that she's always wanted to do. It's something I've never wanted to do, but must be something she's always wanted to do. I mean, it must be special, mustn't it, to be up in the air and know that you are in control. Must be absolutely terrifying as well. Yeah, that is crazy, actually. So there we go. Jordan Grace getting flying lessons. So she didn't know if she'd be able to make it past the first couple, but she did, and obviously wishing her all the best with that. We might have a new name for Paige and Brie. Scream Mode. We've got Scream Mode shirts. Paige and Brie's tag team merch. Scream Mode. Ba, 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 ba. I kind of like it, because you know that Paige is like Scream for me, and we've got Brie Mode, so we've got Scream Modes. It makes sense. So I like that. I like that. There's another shirt I like as well. Sadly sold out. This from WrestleVotes. It's too good not to share. But there is an officially licensed WWE shirt that's honoring the 2001 Royal Rumble. You can get it at Hot Topic. And it's got, like, it says Test, but it's got a picture of Titus O'Neil. So it just doesn't make any sense. Why is that Titus and not Test? Like, how do you even make that mistake? How do you even make that mistake? I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know how you make that error. But I wanted to get it because I was like, oh, yeah, man, I want this shirt. I want the shirt where someone has botched. But it's sold out. It's not available at Hot Topic right now. If they don't make any more, I could believe this shirt going online for quite a bit of money in the future, where it's official WWE merchandise and they've absolutely botched it. So, someone here, look... Putting Titus in instead. I love that. That's really good. That's really good. Then we've got this item being sold. WWE Shop is selling the used Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy top from when Baron Corbin destroyed the trophy in 2022. So the top part of the trophy, they must have remade it, but the top part of the old trophy is being sold. So you can actually purchase the top part of the old trophy. I mean, it's not a bad item to have, is it? That is the actual, I mean, I'm guessing original Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy top until they replaced it. So, I mean, you think about all the winners of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, how many times that trophy gets shown each year, the people that have won the trophy, and you would have the top part, the main part, in your possession. Like, that's amazing. I'd imagine it'll go for a lot, though. I'd imagine it ain't going to be cheap. Right, and the last thing we've got right here is NXT superstars doing the meme challenge. Right?
NXT superstars do the meme challenge.
That's good. That's good. Carmen. Yeah? Okay. I don't know who the best is. Kalani's pretty good. I don't know that meme.
NXT superstars
I didn't know
do
that
the meme
one.
challenge.
I think theirs was easy. I don't know this one. But there we go. Who do you think did it best? Who do you think won that? Put it down in the comments below. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who I'd give it to. I might give it to Jada, but I'm not sure. But there we go. That was today's Unseen. I hope you enjoyed it all the same. We're back later with SmackDown. We're back tomorrow with Triple A. Of course, we're building towards Saturday night's main event next weekend as well. So plenty on the way. So appreciate the support as always. Hope you enjoyed this. See you next time. Bye for now.